All right, guys, good morning. Hope you guys are awake. All right, so SPY down a little bit, sideways yesterday mostly. We do have Uber, Pfizer earnings today. We got the Jolts job report. What's up, Cheryl? BZ, Bar, DS, Lucky Dan. Beach, good morning. Oh, man, we are awake. All right, so all right, so yeah, SPY at 415. So I mean, not really much movement over the last couple days. Yeah, Nvidia flew up yesterday. Honestly, it's too high for me though, man. I'm still feeling the same way about it. Like it's too high up. It's just too up there. Has anybody tried Runway's AL? Yeah, I put in a request to do Yeah, it's cool. So I'm looking at all these different AI applications. Like AI really is the future of video editing too. I'm just not realizing. Dude, some of the videos are just hilarious, man. Uh, yeah, what's up, Richard? What's up, two? What's your prediction about AMD? I don't know, man. I know they have earnings today. Sorry, Sam. Accidentally click your name. Oh, she should have called you yesterday, bro. I did. She got all the stuff yesterday, man. I think she said she left you a message. No pressure either way, though. You know. Uh, yeah, the AI beer commercial was hilarious. People are joking around because it looks so crazy. People are saying in the comments, "Does LSD come with the beer, or is it bring your own?" You know, like a joke. Because if you watch that video, it looks like a crazy, you know, yeah, just weird, man. Some of these videos, these AI edits are just strange. I think Uber might think that I'm trying to drive for it because I talked about it. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, some of these videos just kind of show how big AI is going to get. If you really look at these videos, the AI did a great job at editing these. Like the AI did an absolutely great job at editing these. It's just not quite right, but it'll evolve to a point where it's going to be a lot better than this. But just for starters, in AI video editing, it's really really solid. You can tell they don't quite understand, or I think what they're probably doing is combining a lot of different AI generated stuff to combine to make one thing. So you can see like the hands are a little bit weird looking. It's a beer commercial here, and so the bottles are a little strange. I don't know if the AI actually understands how they're drinking the bottles or anything like that, and so it's kind of off, but like it's still hilarious, and it's really really interesting because it shows how good AI is getting, and this will only get better and better, of course. And so that's the really interesting part about this. I joined some wait lists. We'll see if they let me in. Uh, but yeah, super interesting. And yeah, who knows if we're gonna get there or not. Yeah, bear with me. Hold on, I'm gonna have to mute the background. Oh man. All right, guys. So yeah, what do y'all think is gonna move today? We do have Uber earnings today. If you look at the Uber expectations. All right, guys. So there we go. Got the music back. How about AI generated commercial for an EV powered? Yeah. Did you see Ford go up yesterday? I didn't. Um, Basically, Chat GPT is like SQL queries in natural language with some history. Yeah, that's the interesting thing. That's what, like, you can tell it's like it's pulling all this different stuff and generating what it thinks it is based off of it. So it is kind of interesting here, but yeah. Um, like I said, kind of the big joke of all of this is that you can tell it's like generating what it thinks a beer bottle looks like, or you can tell it's generating what it thinks hands look like. You can watch the videos and see like the hands aren't quite right, the beer bottles aren't quite right, but it kind of shows how well it's starting to edit. Aside from those things, it's a solid little, artistic commercial here. And again, it's only going to get better and better. The big joke is like, do you bring your own acid or to the cookout, or is it bring your own, because it looks so trippy and kind of crazy with regards to like you know the commercial that it generated. So if you watch some of these commercials, they're just something not quite right, like but it's really really solid. Again, I think it's only going to progress. I signed up. We'll see what it looks like, but yeah, I signed up. We'll see if they give me access to some of these editors, because I really want to try them out. um, and yeah, they should be fun. They should be fun to mess with. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna try. You know. All right, guys. Uber up 32.75. All right, guys. Let me unmute the music here. Sorry, guys. Let me mute this real quick. I'm trying to. Let me share. I'm trying to. Dude, I don't want the code. The problem with Twitter is that it's hard to share a post. Like, there we go. All right, there we go. But yeah, if go watch the AI generated beer commercial. It's really genuinely weird. What's up, trading to everyone I know hates working for Uber Eats, and there are never any drivers around my city. Yeah, tomorrow at 2 is the Fed rate hike. Hey, good luck, man. Again, I'm pretty flat in everything, man. I haven't really, like, I'm green. AMC seems to be bouncing back a little bit over the last couple weeks, but not a crazy amount. And like, we're green in it, but I see a Beach. Have a good day. Y'all go check out Beach Bum's channel. Great swing trading content. And so go hit the subscribe button on his channel. Great channel, great swing. I'll find the link. Let me find it. Here it is right here. Go give the man a subscribe. Roku buy. Yeah, so again, we have earnings coming out today. Specifically, we have Uber dropping their numbers at 6:55 market time. They're expecting 10-cent loss per share on 8.72 billion in sales. Pfizer dropping theirs at 6:45, expecting $1 per share EPS on 16.67 billion in sales. So that is what's going on this morning. We got about 15 minutes till Pfizer. About 25 minutes until Uber drops their numbers. And again, we'll see Uber at 32, Pfizer. We can put Pfizer up here. Pfizer was gapping up a lot more, and then it kind of pulled back some. It's at 39.30s right now. We'll see if it actually holds. Why is Chegg down like 44%? Somebody said AI reasons. I don't know. Chegg down to 980s here. Huge gap down. Again, man, let's just be real here for a second. Okay, let me just be real here for a second with regards to Chegg.com. When people order products, a lot of the time they don't order them online anymore. I think like one of the industries that is trending against convention right now is online hardware sales. You know, I think most people are going to buy their hardware in store. Maybe not though. I guess you can order them somewhere, but I think sites like Chegg are, you know, they've been struggling. The reason Chegg is down, lowered MW Pearson shares tumble after Chat GPT warning from Chegg. Okay, so apparently Chegg, which is dubbed as an online education company, Forecast called for an unexpected revenue decline as students begin to use Chat GPT. So basically, people are using AI instead of this. No one talking about the fake AMC bankruptcy. How often does Robinhood make banner mistakes? Yeah, but a bunch of people don't even use Robinhood very much at all. Like, listen, there's been so many conspiracy theories with regards to AMC and like AMC has now been diluted so much to where it doesn't really move that much anymore. Like if you look at the price action of AMC, it is very, very flat, very, very sideways. There's a lot of upwicks and downwicks in the price action. Like I don't know if another conspiracy theory blaming AMC's weakness on some shadowy figure trying to keep it down is necessarily healthy. Like it's obviously not anything that affected the stock price in any significant way. If I'll put it this way, if shares would have crashed down on AMC from that, sure, but they didn't. They're basically AMC had a green day yesterday. It's barely moving at all in pre-market, and so the point is like I think a lot of people are stuck in AMC from 60s and 70s, and they've stayed in it for years, and so it might be kind of therapeutic for them to blame AMC not ripping up huge on some shadowy figure. But yeah, I think at a certain point you got to look at it and say, hey, this thing didn't really move that much. If it would have crashed down, sure, then you can speculate on, whatever. But it didn't move much, I mean, we could look at it, bro. But again, like, try to understand. Like, this thing, it dropped, but it rebounded. It dropped down to 540 from 550s. So it's not like this was some crazy big drop. And then it basically rebounded all the way back up to 560. So it's back over where it was prior to the drop. And so again, if this thing had been crashing down huge percentages, that's one thing. But it's not. It's actually green relative to when that came out. And so I just don't, again, at a certain point, you got to call a spade, I think. And I'm in AMC right now, actually. So I'm still holding AMC, believe it or not. But AMC's not weak from Robinhood. Like AMC's just, AMC has too many shares in the float. Management is too inconsistent with regards to what they say and what they do. Popcorn sales, we're never going to save AMC. Popcorn sales, like the margin has got to be very small on those sales, and so I think a lot of times AMC traders, if I was AMC traders, I'd be frustrated at people trying to like just pander to me a little bit too much, like it's one of those things where at a certain point they're treating AMC traders like they're dumb, and they're giving them a new bandwagon to jump on every week, and at a certain point I think you got to just look at it objectively. Again, I'm in AMC, I hope it goes up, but the range has been very small the last 3 months. It's not, it's under $5 most of the time, under $6. And yeah, it's just kind of, yeah, core fractal suggests very low volatility. That's kind of what it is. What I will say is that if you're stuck in AMC for years, you can hold it long term if you believe in it, but I would find something else to like pay attention to. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of traders that have just been pulled around for the last couple of years with the whole AMC squeeze movement that never happened on the upside after the big drop from 60s. And so I think I don't know how healthy it is to just only focus on one stock that's about $6 a share right now. I don't know if that's necessarily healthy, but we'll see. Yeah, for sure. I disagree with a lot of what Adam Aaron's doing. Adam Aaron's saying, oh, the ape divvy, the greatest thing ever. 8 months later, the ape divvy, the worst thing ever. Getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. He's just kind of pulling them in all these different directions. But like, I think what he's trying to do is start a squeeze, but like the float is too large to squeeze like that for AMC. You can see it in the movement of the stock itself. Like, look at the movement here. Like, you can see like it barcodes a lot now, and so it's been diluted too much. There's too many shares in the float. to make that happen, I think, anymore. And I think he doesn't want to get fired, and so he's just saying, yeah, the ape traders. He's doing meetings, and he really wants. This is what Adam Aaron's trying to do. Adam Aaron is trying to he's trying to make so many people feel accepted in a community of shareholders for AMC, so that they never sell. But it doesn't matter how long you hold it if the movement on AMC is low volatility and doesn't really do much. Look at AMC since August of last year. Hasn't really done much. Well, I mean, it's dropped actually about 50%, but no, I'm not really one like Greg. I'm not really one to buy mid caps a lot, bro. So I'm not one to buy mid caps a lot. Mid caps, penny stocks, investing in them is probably just like a sucker's bet, in my opinion, most of the time. Neo, like again, when I buy up stuff, man, just to show you how I trade here, it's like I'm buying up blue chip healthy companies. I'm not buying up Neo. I'm not buying up speculative mid caps here. They're gambles a lot of the time. Like I'm buying up Apple or Disney or Google or Amazon or whatever, the SPY, the Q, Microsoft. I'm buying up large blue chip companies that are going to be fine long term and that are obviously going to be fine long term. What I'm usually doing is waiting for big, exaggerated pullbacks on emotion on those blue chip and only blue chip companies, and then I'll buy that and I'll sit and let it bounce back. Too many new traders get wrapped up in buying and trying to invest in mid caps where they're just overhyped a lot of the time, and they end up losing big percentages and they just kind of stay in them. That's the problem with a lot of them. And so I try to just buy stocks that are going to be okay long term, that I know are going to be okay long term, that I don't even have to second guess whether they're going to be okay. Because I've seen so many people come to my stream and pump up these mid caps. Like a good example is Funko Pop, right? Somebody came here and I told him, I was like, hey, look, I'm sketched out about FNKO. I think that it's a trendy stock based off of trends that can change very, very quickly, like i.e. Beanie Baby type trends. And those things can change so quickly, and I said this when it was at about 15 or 20 bucks. Now it's at about 960s in less than a year. And so, of course, that person hasn't showed up and been like, hey, you were right. Because, again, people get really wrapped up in mid caps, but I avoid them as much as I can. Yeah, but in mid caps and low floats, filings don't mean anything. I mean, filings mean stuff. You can tell whether they're going to hit you with dilution randomly. But all right, guys. So yeah, Uber, Pfizer earnings. I think Uber earnings. Let me see. I think Pfizer earnings are in about 5 minutes, and then Uber earnings are in about 15 minutes. So yeah, Fiber at 645. Pfizer at 645. I mean, Pfizer on the right. Yeah, and I think with AMC, you got to kind of look at the people. Like, you had a lot of big time YouTubers, influencers pumping AMC, saying AMC to the moon, AMC to the moon, and they just told everybody to buy, they told everybody to hold, and now they just kind of move on to something else. Like, a lot of them aren't even talking about AMC anymore. So they basically pumped it up and rode that movement when they could, and then when it didn't look good, then they just kind of moved on to something else. Redfin is another similar one, TJ. So again, mid cap that was overhyped back in 21 and has basically failed majorly since then. You know, and again, a lot of people get wrapped up in these companies. Like, the easiest way to put it is like there's a lot of people, and I again, I have a very unique perspective. People think I'm just being a hater. I'm not. Like, I just have a very unique perspective where I see people come to my streams and they're like, yeah, you know, this stock's the greatest, and then the stock slowly falls down and just kind of gives back everything. Like, Redfin is down over 90% in 3 years. And that shows you how risky these mid caps are. Like, listen, if you're going to buy something for years, guys, buy freaking Apple or Amazon or Disney or Google or Amazon, you know, or Microsoft or Walmart, Target. Buy a large cap company that's been around for 30, 40 years. Like, that's what's going to make you the biggest percentages. Like, again, the S&P 500 on average gives you 6 to 12% a year on average. You know, these penny stocks, regardless of how hyped up they might be, are usually overhyped. And if you look at most of these, like Peloton, BYND, Redfin, AMC, there's honestly a huge list that I could keep going through. A lot of them are just overhyped, and so a lot of traders get wrapped up in them, and then they just sit on them and they just drop 90%. FNKO, Funko Pop, like again, there's so many examples of it, and you got to just be careful. Again, you can day trade these, you can swing trade these, even, you know, but even there's some risk. But if you're gonna hold these for over for weeks or more, then it's usually better to just look for blue chip companies to do it on. Like, even if you look at the due diligence in some of these stocks, like, they're so sensationalized and embellished that, you know, according to them, every penny stock has great DD, you know, and it's just not true. Like, most of these are just bad companies that are obscure, that don't make much money, and that are just trying to hype themselves up with marketing and press releases so that they don't fail, you know. And that's just that. It is what it is. But again, you can day trade some of these. Some of these you can day trade, make great money if you're good enough. Again, I'm not telling you to. I have no idea what any of these are going to do. Do not copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah. You were the only YouTuber telling the truth about AMC when it was pumping. That's why I'm still here. Much respect to this channel. Bro, they like I told people the truth, man. Like, nobody, like, they got mad at me too. Like, if you guys remember, I was covering the GameStop squeeze. And when GameStop hit 500 plus, I told people, I was like, hey, look, if I'm in GameStop at the $5, $6, $7, I'm taking profit here. You know, and people made fun of me. They talked smack. A lot of them left the channel, you know, because they said, oh, this dude's not a supporter of the movement. Well, we're leaving. You know, this dude's not a supporter. He's telling us to sell. He's telling us. And I'm like, yeah, but you're up like, you know, you're up like hundreds of percent, you know, like take some profit, man. And again, they just got mad at me and they told me I wasn't a supporter. And then now GameStop never broke those levels, and GameStop ended up dropping all the way back down to, you know, 80% lower. And now it's just, now they know that I was just telling them the truth. When everybody else is trying to pat each other on the back in those movements, and just, you know, again, too many people telling people what to do based off of their own positions. Like, they're trying to influence their own positions. So it's like, yeah, if you're holding shares, of course you're telling everybody not to sell, because, you know, but greed gets people in those moments where they should be taking profit, but for whatever reason, greed gets in their head and they say, oh, well, if I held a little bit longer, I could make more, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I made money on Carvana last time. All right, guys, here we go. So here goes Pfizer numbers. Pfizer should be out with their numbers. Pfizer posted 123 EPS versus 98-cent estimates. Revenue of 18.28 versus 16.59 billion estimates. So Pfizer with a good report here, good EPS, good sales. And you can see the big bump in Pfizer on the right side here. So Pfizer posted better than expected EPS, better than expected sales. We'll put this number up on screen so you can see it. But there's the Pfizer numbers right there. But yeah, Pfizer posted better than expected EPS, better than expected sales. Yeah, for sure, Mads. 100%, dude. Like, Mads says, opportunity is my best friend. Sitting on the side waiting for the right play can take days. Well, like when I'm swing trading, a lot of the time I'm sitting. Like I'm not trading right now. Like I didn't buy up anything yesterday. I took profit yesterday because again, we just don't have a large enough pullback. And I think again, I saw another big YouTuber that's all like, he posted a video saying why stocks are weak right now. Like basically, like I was right, stocks are weak. It's like, bro, so you're telling me the SPY around the highs of the last 6 months are weak here? Like, look, the SPY's around the highs of the last what since freaking October. Or this is weak, you know. And so again, I think there's a lot of heads in the market that just want to be right, but this isn't weak. The market's pushing up, testing highs, and so I think like highs of the year. And so I think there's a lot of ego in the market, but the market hasn't been weak. The market has been very strong. The broad markets, at least the SPY, the Q, the S&P, they've all been testing highs of the last 6 months. So they're not weak at all. Maybe we pull back here. Again, the reason I'm not buying up anything, the reason I'm sitting on my hands right now is because, again, I buy big emotional pullbacks, and we just don't have anything like that yet. Like maybe if one of these stocks that drops earnings over the next couple of days, like Apple or AMD, come out weak with some numbers, fine. Then we'll look at it. But for now, stocks are strong, and I'm not trying to really mess with this. But yeah, Pfizer, big gap up here, strong gap up. Uh, yeah, definitely top three egos in the world right now. So IBM says it can replace over 7,500 current employees with AI. All right, guys. A lot of people are talking about like Taiwan. SPY bouncing up a little bit. Pfizer still kind of trying to consolidate. And again, in about 5 minutes, we have Uber earnings here. In about 5 minutes. Fubo earnings this Friday. No, I don't speak French. Now Pfizer, yeah, Pfizer's out with their numbers. Again, you can read the numbers at the bottom of the screen. Again, Pfizer numbers are right here. Um, right there. Like right underneath me, right here. You know. Bro, look, originally I was supportive of Adam Aaron, but Adam Aaron has sensationalized everything from Benzinga. Listen, in the stock market, I don't know if somebody needs to tell AA Ron this, right? But in the stock market, most of the data runs on APIs, and occasionally those APIs are going to make a mistake. You know, like occasionally those AIs are going to make a mistake, or those APIs are going to make a mistake, right? Every time they've made a mistake, he's acted like it's some shadowy figure trying to keep AMC down. And again, he's trying to manipulate shareholders, in my opinion. Like, don't fall for that. Like, he's pandering to shareholders who are conspiracy theorists and all this stuff. Like, that's all he's doing here with Adam Aaron. He's talking about how they're evil or all this stuff. He did the same thing with Benzinga, and honestly, Benzinga's been pretty nice to AMC. So, like, it's just crazy. Uh, all right, guys. Vladimir. Is Vladimir spamming, guys? Anybody that speaks French, is he spamming? It's hard to tell. All right, let's see. Okay, well, he get banned in here. All right. Pfizer testing highs up there at 40.3. All right, there goes Uber numbers. Uber should have just dropped with their numbers. Let's see what they showed up as. So Uber should have just dropped with theirs. Again, Pfizer dropped good numbers here. Let's see what Uber showed up as here. So here's Uber. Uber popping up to 33.75 on this report. Uber posted first quarter loss per share of 8 cents, which was better than the 10-cent loss per share estimate. So 8-cent loss per share on Uber versus 10-cent estimates. Revenue of 8.8 billion, which was higher than expected. So slight beat for Uber, it looks like, and they are all the way up to $34 a share here for Uber. $34 a share. Again, 8-cent loss per share. On 8-cent loss per share on 8.8 billion in revenue. Gross bookings are up 22% on constant currency basis. Loss of 157 million. First quarter end unrestricted cash and equivalents 4.2 billion. They significantly accelerated their first quarter trip growth to 24% from 19% last quarter, with mobility trip growth at 32% as a result of improved earner and consumer engagement. But yeah, better than expected EPS, better than expected revenue, slightly better. Not like a huge beat, but slightly better. Monthly active platform consumers are up 13% for Uber, and they are pushing up big here, almost up to 35. Just tap 35 right now. So they said, quote, even as we expand delivery profitability, strategically investing in new vehicles or verticals like grocery, convenience, and alcohol, which we believe will be profitable and strengthen the value of our platform over time. All right, so again, Uber ripped up at 35. Big numbers here for Uber. Again, better than expected basically everywhere. First quarter sales, 8.8, beat the 8.7 estimate. Putting these numbers up on screen. Yeah, so I saw the Chegg drop. Basically, they said AI is replacing jobs. All right, so yeah, Uber, better than expected EPS, better than expected revenue here. That banner up on the screen so you can see it. And Uber just loving life, man. Up to 36 right now. So Pfizer beat, Uber beat, SPY moving up a little bit with us now. So yeah, Uber did great at $36 per share. Pfizer did great at $40 per share. Market bouncing back at 415s a little bit. We had Amtech earnings drop out today. And so again, that's where we're at right now. Yeah, Uber ripping up 36.50 right now, basically 36.50. Huge numbers. You can see the numbers right underneath me on the screen. So you can see the numbers right underneath me here. All right, HWM posted first quarter EPS of 42 cents per share, beat 38-cent estimates. Revenue of I'm not sure what the revenue came in. All right, guys. So yeah, look at the pullback in Uber here. So I'm tempted to buy up a little bit of Uber, honestly, right here. And maybe I will. Look, I'm gonna buy up a piece of Uber here. We're gonna take 20 shares here, see if we catch a bounce in this. We're gonna look for 20 shares, see if we get a bounce back up to like 36. A small little scalp trade is what we're looking for here. Again, 20 shares, pretty small. We'll see if it holds 35. Yeah, I would drive for Uber if I needed to. You know what I mean? Spammer, good day to you, sir. Yeah, it makes sense. Pawn. I'm certainly not against it. I think all right, so yeah, I bought a little bit of Uber. We'll see if we get a bounce. Marriott dropped 209 EPS versus 184 expected. Revenue of 5.6 billion, beat the 5.4 billion estimates. So better than expected EPS on everything I'm seeing so far, essentially. Here, we bought a little bit of Uber here. I'm going to add a little bit more to this and see if we catch a pop. All right, we're in 30 shares of Uber, just 30 shares. Insight Corporation. Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of these that I don't really recognize any of the other ones. Most of these are small, it looks like here. All right, so we bought the dip. Again, I don't know if we're going to bounce here. I just noticed like big move up, big pullback here. We're not going to hold this forever, though, and I will cut it if it doesn't work out, of course. All right, so we're sitting in here quietly. Hey, what's up, Chris? Good morning, man. So yeah, we're in Uber right now. We bought a little dip, but again, so you're holding AMC as a hedge in case you were wrong about it. No, so again, I mean, I get why, like, number one, I get why people get wrapped up in these communities. Like, I understand. I'm holding AMC because I've already taken most profit on it. I'm holding a very small position, and I've already taken most of the profit off. And so what happened with AMC was that I added some size to AMC when it dipped down to on the last dip, I think it dipped down to like $2 if I remember correctly. If we look at AMC, so I bought up AMC the last time it dipped down to this 360 level. So back in March or April, in April, I bought AMC as it dipped down to this 360 level. Might have dipped a little bit below that, but I added to it and had a really nice gain from it. If you want to look at my average price on my AMC trade, or looking at my average price on this trade, My average is 386 for AMC. And so what I did was I added to it on the pullback to 360s. And then as it popped back up very quickly up here at 570s, I took some profit off of it. That is what I did. Again, worked out really well for me. All right, we're just going to go ahead and lock in a little bit of Uber here. It worked out really well for me. And now we're just kind of sitting on it because like we have such a good fill. And again, we can just be patient on the rest of it. But again, like the range is very small. And it's not about that. Like people like to find things to criticize about me because they think I'm attacking them, right? I'm not attacking them. What I'm saying is like fanboying a stock is never a good move. It's never a good move. Like I get it. Like it's the same. Okay. Some of the people that are radicalized in a lot of different ways, not even just one specific way, right? Like this is the best way to explain it. Okay. People who are radicalized with regards to all the different ways you can look at being radicalized, right? People that are like that, they generally happen because whatever did it made them feel part of like a community, right? It made them feel like they were accepted, like they had somebody to count on, like they weren't alone. And I think that's what AMC did to a lot of traders, right? But the problem is like fanboying specific stocks is never a good move. You can't ignore what's the best word for this? I'm treading lightly here. I'm doing the best I can. You can't ignore fundamental truth of companies, and like sitting on one specific stock and fanboying that one specific stock and putting your life savings into one specific stock should be criticized. It should be criticized. And again, you have to look at it objectively. Like, I'm not attacking the community. I hope AMC goes up. I'm sitting on a piece of it. What I'm saying is, like, I have seen so many different conspiracy theories regarding AMC for years now. Every little thing that happens with AMC, you got Adam Aaron just kind of pandering to those people, telling them that some evil shadowy figure is holding them down. Like, it's ridiculous after a certain point. And honestly, y'all shouldn't fall for that. Like he just doesn't want to be fired. And so he's doing whatever he can to try to, keep people from selling. But again, the problem is when you look at AMC's actual chart, regardless of how warm and fuzzy the community makes people feel, when you look at the actual chart, this is the actual chart since the crazy squeeze happened. It has gone from $72 to $5 here. And so I think you got to call a spade a spade. I think you got to look at it objectively. And I think I think people have to stop fanboying stocks. You could like a stock, but like wanting to stay in a stock because of the community around it is silly and ridiculous. I don't care about any community, about anything I buy. I just want to make money on whatever it is. Yeah, for sure, Chris. Yeah, FOMC tomorrow. We'll see. It'll be fun, man. Again, we'll see. What do you think Apple would do on Thursday? I don't know. It really depends on what Apple earnings show up as. And again, you can kind of see we're green on this little Uber dip buy. A lot of the time, these Uber dip buys are going to work, or trades like this on Uber are going to work because you get these pullbacks and then you get quick little pops back up. We're going to go ahead and take a little bit more off and then just let the rest ride. There we go. They're going to work because you get big, strong move up, big, strong pullback. 25 basis points. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, they can fanboy whatever they want, Bobby, but I'm critical of that as well. Like, I don't think you should ever be so obsessed with one specific stock that you ignore logic. And I think with the AMC community, it's different. And I think with the AMC community, they are fanboying a stock that is down huge percentages, And so, I mean, again, and I guess what I'm trying to say is that the company itself is taking advantage of that by encouraging them never to sell, as it's dropped, from the highs. AMC has dropped what, 90%, and so it's like you can fanboy a stock if it's going up. If it's going down, and again, they're selling popcorn. Like, the margins can't be good selling popcorn. Like, acting like popcorn's going to save the company. Like I said, they're just. I disagree. Yeah, I feel bad for him, Adam. I really do, brother. I really do. Um, yeah, you wanna fanboy a blue chip, do it. I don't care, but it has to be a blue chip. It has to be a company that has consistently gone up, that is part of the S&P 500, and that has consistently gone up. Sure, fanboy that, but don't fanboy a mid to small cap stock that is down 90% from highs. You know, like that's just a recipe for disaster. And again, anytime somebody, like, they get mad at the messenger instead of getting mad at the people that are talking them into this stuff. Um, and that's the worst part about it. And again, that's why I kind of related to like a pyramid scheme type of thing, where it's like you try to talk somebody out of a pyramid scheme, they get mad at you for it. Same thing with this. And like, I'm not really trying to talk them out of it. I'm just trying to make them kind of think about it. Amazing week if you're a small cap trader. Yeah, I know. I mean, small caps have been running. Like, y'all can day trade whatever y'all want to do. I'm not mad at day traders. Do whatever y'all want to do there. I'm not day trading some of this stuff. Like, people brought up top. You know how many? I saw way more. I lost money on top than I made money on top posts. You know what I mean? And so, for some, it's a good week. For some, it's a really, really bad week. I saw a couple people lost six figures trading top, trying to gamble. Yeah, but I don't think the shorts in FRC are actually easy to make money though, bro. Like, I think even if I know a lot of people had put options, uh, but they can't exercise them because it's halted. It hasn't resumed in days for FRC, unfortunately. And so I think that's another problem in that situation where. Speaking of AMC news, Adam Aaron says, "quote While I certainly am rooting for a good solution for all, I am not optimistic that Hollywood will avoid a writer's strike. Should it happen, a short strike will impact TV programming far more than movie making. Only a long strike is likely to materially affect movies." End quote from Adam Aaron. The heck? All right, guys. So yeah, we are still in Uber here. I'm not really doing much with it yet. I'm gonna let it roll a little bit. I could probably hold this until it pulls back. Um, yeah, it's kind of like the Big Short thing. So if you ever seen the Big Short movie, one of the problems in the Big Short is that like they made all this money from their position, but when it came time to liquidate it at the end, like if you've ever seen the Big Short, like they made all this money from it, but when it came time for liquidation, they had a hard time finding somebody that was willing to buy it up. I think they got Credit Suisse to buy it at the very end, but they were really nervous about it for that same reason. This is a little bit different because of this is like put option related and stuff, but it's kind of the similar. It's kind of the same thing where they don't have anybody to buy it necessarily. We're gonna do a poll here today, guys. We're gonna do a poll. The poll today is going to say, what's the 6-month high? So let's see. So September, October, November, December, January, February. Okay. Let's see. All right. So the 6-month high is right here at 418.10. 418.10. We're going to do a poll right now that says the 6-month high level is at 418.10 on the SPY. We break that today. Yes or no? Vote on the poll, guys. Let me know what you guys think. We're close to it. That's what I'm saying. I saw somebody post a video saying stocks were weak. It's like, bro, what are you talking about, man? The SPY is within $3 of the 6-month high. Market makers, I thought, are obligated to, sure, but with stuff like the Big Short, well, this is different. Again, this is halted, so you can't sell something that doesn't resume. That's the problem that people are running into with FRC put options, is that you can't sell something that doesn't resume. About 67% of millennials who want to own a home at some point in their lives have no money saved for a down payment, and 18% have less than $10K, according to Bloomberg. Dude, I'm going to tell you guys one thing about Post Malone, man. Post Malone's looking rough. In my opinion, Post Malone shows signs of opiate addiction. I think Post Malone is on something. He's losing a lot of weight. His eyes aren't open very much. You can see it in his legs have lost weight. I think Post Malone's on opiates, in my personal subjective opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but he's looking rough. Yeah, I mean, Uber did great, though. I mean, Uber had a big green move. AMC still up there. Pfizer. Do you think Uber is going to hold up the market or move? Uber's not really a big weighted stock that's going to influence the market super, super heavily. And so, like, it's not going to hold up the market. The market's not really going to care too much either way about what Uber does in that regard. But it might influence it some. One out of 5 families use the buy now, pay later app for groceries. Yeah. Hey man, please input on Mullen. Mullen, really obscure, sketchy, sketchy, small EV company that will probably either fail or get bought out by a big boy. I think getting bought out by a big company is the best case scenario. I don't think it'll ever succeed as a standalone automobile company. And I think it's just kind of wrapped up a lot of new traders that don't know any better and are now investing in Mullen, which is a really obscure, sketchy company that's dropped huge amounts. Look at a yearly chart for Mullen. It looks absolutely terrible. It's dropped from 150 down to 7 cents a share. So just a rough move for Mullen. And again, if you never heard of stocks and you wanted to buy an EV, none of you guys would be buying a Mullen. So they don't have the consumer base they need to succeed. Yeah, I mean, regardless of all that, though, like you could see he's on something. Like he's lost a lot of weight, and it's not like healthy looking weight loss. It's he's looking rough. All right, guys. Yeah, so again, we're in Uber right now. Pfizer is essentially pulled all the way back here. So Pfizer pulled all the way back. Um, All right, guys. Yeah, for sure. Never heard of that, Lucia. Sorry, I asked if Uber is going to hold up the pre-market gain or sell off. No, I'm not mad at you for asking that. I'm just kind of explaining why Uber's not going to hold the market up, because Uber's not heavily weighted enough to do so. That's all I was saying. I mean, trying to help people understand the markets. I thought investors were not considered creditors. Yeah, I don't know. Again, SPY sitting right there. Bought some at 6 cents for swing trade, looking 30 to 40% traffic. Good luck. Hey, just be careful. This is one of those stocks that can literally go to zero. So just be careful. I don't know what it's going to do. Just be careful. Jaspreet Singh says, quote, so many people start spending more money when they start making more money. Resist this urge. 100%. Like, I've been making pretty good money for a while now. I don't spend any of it, dude. Like, I really do not spend my money much. I kind of just stick it away. Because again, I don't I don't need anything, honestly. And the biggest thing I spend money on is food. But like in terms of buying like luxuries, I just don't do it. Like, honestly, I've wanted a Rolex for a while now. You know, I've got a bunch of watches. Like, I've got like Movado. I've got all this stuff. I've wanted a Rolex partially because I could probably invest and it's kind of like a way to keep up with inflation. Like, I could buy a Rolex for like 5 to 10,000 and then just kind of let my money sit on that and then sell it later on, hopefully for an appreciated profit. But again, I've stopped myself from even doing that because part of me wants to buy gold. Like, I might just put some money in gold, I think. You know, I've thought about doing treasury bonds and treasury notes as well. But yeah, you just got to resist the urge to spend money. No, I'm not going to go on vacation as well. Yeah, Pfizer beat on EPS, beat on sales. Yeah, we'll cover AMD earnings. Yeah, I was watching. Rest in peace, Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was watching Along Came Polly with my kids. Hilarious movie, and he's in it. Yeah, that's what we're thinking about right now. We're thinking about. I'm gonna get a rental property for sure. I'm just trying to think of which price range. Like, I'd rather pay cash for the rental property. Like, I don't want to get a mortgage. I'd rather just pay cash and then be able to leverage it because I own it. You know, it needs to be cash flow producing, which is going to be hard right now unless you pay cash. Is the only thing. So that's what I'm working on right now, is just getting a paid off rental property, and we'll see what we do from there. Who wears watches these days? A lot of people, you know, like a lot of the wealthier people especially do. It's kind of like when you get up to the higher end crowds, like my wife, for instance, like one of their flexes is having like a Louis Vuitton purse or something like that. Like the guys, I guess men flex with cars a little bit more, which we certainly do in a little bit, but again, part of me wanted to buy a watch just for the appreciating aspect of it. Like that, it'll probably appreciate over time. It's just a way to store value, is what I'm looking at. It's a store value. And again, I thought about government bonds, you know, treasury bonds, treasury notes. Bills, I don't think appreciate enough over a yearly period of time for make it worthwhile. But yeah, I don't know any of these other companies. I mean, we could cover them. So far, we've had most of them drop. So Scorpio Tankers, better than expected EPS, miss on sales. BP, better than expected EPS, miss on sales. Pfizer, BDPS, beat sales. Uber, BDPS, beat sales. MPC, BDPS, missed on sales. Alliance, BDPS, missed on sales. Marriott, BDPS, beat sales. CMI, BDPS, I don't see what they did with sales. Enterprise, BDPS, missed on sales. Trinity Industries, missed EPS, beat on sales. IDEX, BDPS on sale and sales. Sonico, BDPS beat sales. And that's basically it right now. And again, we are still in Uber with a little bitty baby dip by here. We'll see if we do anything. Bills have been great. So that's less than a year, right? Pfizer numbers are out already. They BDPS beat sales, and I think had good guidance too. You could buy low income and then rent through HUD. Yeah, but I would the price range I'm looking at for a rental property is like 150 to 250. Like for those properties, I could probably get at least like 1,500 in rent, 1,500. So like the 1% rule, it fits there. John, are a lot of companies beating because they had adjusted for lower sales coming up? Yeah, a lot of that is happening, I think. Yeah, Apple Watches, smartwatches. See, I'm a Samsung person, so it's like I haven't gotten any of those watches yet. Like I could get a Samsung watch because I have this cool like Samsung phone, and this thing is honestly held really nicely. Like a lot of people remember when I got this phone, and like I recently replaced the screen protector, bro. This thing's like brand new right now. It really is like brand new. The cool thing about it is that again, I could like trade stocks on it. Like the really cool thing is like I can trade on it. I can look at stocks and like trade on it. I can turn it into a phone. And it's been honestly surprisingly resilient. Yeah, for sure. My worry is like generally with the really low price houses, they're going to get beat up a lot more, because that's just kind of how it goes. Like you're gonna have to spend much more, as well as like I'm not trying to go around some of those areas, and so I would have to pay a property manager to do it, and it would just be a lot more work. All right, guys, we got about 430 people here at about 7:30 here, guys. Is it Sam? I don't know, brother. I was thinking about it, man. Like, I might get one. Like, I might buy one and keep it as like a store of value and never wear it. Yeah, like that might be what I do. Is I might buy one and then just kind of sit on it, but I don't know. All right, so again, look at Uber testing these highs up here. Again, we're still in it. 10 shares, nothing major. So many better things to invest in than a watch. Well, it's not okay. Don't get me twisted. Like, I'm not going to put all my money in a watch. I'm just talking about like diversification is what I'm talking about. Like putting a little bit of money everywhere. Buy some gold, buy a watch, like buy real estate, buy some government bonds maybe, or some notes, treasury notes or whatever. Like a 5-year note or something like that maybe, or just kind of buy some stocks, buy some of the S&P 500. Maybe buy a few speculative mid caps, but very small amounts. You know what I mean? Just kind of like diversifying. But if y'all have some better ideas, let me know. I'm down to listen. Hello, morning. I have 50K and want to know what to invest in. I'm going to preface this with I have no idea what you should invest in. Not an investment professional. Not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment, trade responsibly. We are not investment professionals. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Anything and everything I talk about might drop. And again, you're liable if you lose. With that said, if you got 50K, personally myself, and again, this is personal subjective opinion. Okay, personal subjective opinion. Personally myself, if I had 50K that I needed to put somewhere, I'm going to buy the S&P 500 most likely. Like, I'm going to buy the S&P and just sit on the S&P. Like, that's what I would do. I just buy the S&P and sit on it. That's going to give you the best chance of success. If you really want to be safe with it, maybe wait for like large pullbacks, like big, profound, large pullbacks, and then buy it. But that's what I would do. If you get like 100 to 150K, you could buy like a starter rental property, I think. If you got like 200 to 250K, then you can maybe start with like some basic dividend investing. You could go big with some like notes. Like here's the thing to understand. Like what is a 10-year Treasury bond rate right now? 3.5%. That sounds so low, man. 3.5% for a Treasury bond. What do you guys see for a Treasury bond right now, guys? Does anybody else know? 3.5%. That seems low for tying my money up for. I mean, I guess it's not that bad. All right. So just to put this into perspective, right? Let's say the 10-year note is 4%, right? So let's say it's 4%, right? So say you loan the government $200,000 over a 10-year period, right? They're going to pay you 4% a year. So they are going to pay you about $8,000 a year if you loan them that $200,000. And so essentially, if you divide this by 12, you're going to get like $700 roughly a month from the government, guaranteed. You're going to get that, whatever it is, right? That's a bad number. So, but, and then after that 10-year period, you're going to get your 200,000 back, right? So that is a way to bring in passive income. And if you don't know what bonds or notes are, or bills, if this is bonds or notes or bills are just ways to loan the government as well as loan corporations. Like you can do it with some corporations as well. Corporations are certainly more risky than the government itself, but again, it's a passive way to invest in stuff. Like again, a bill is under a year, and so a bill, you're not going to get like monthly interest payments. They're going to pay you all at the end of the year. I think notes are considered over a year to under 10 years. It might be under 7 years. And then bonds are 10 years plus, I think. But yeah, the benefits of this are obvious, which is that it's guaranteed. It's guaranteed by the U.S. government. And so, once you get a couple 100,000, I mean, again, it depends on what your risk tolerance is. If you're okay with risking a little bit more, the S&P 500 is going to give you a little bit larger gains relative to these things, right? So the S&P 500 on average is going to give you 6 to 12% a year, but it certainly is a little bit riskier than the guaranteed interest that you're going to get from the government. So it depends on what your risk tolerance is like. But there's also dividends. Like investing in dividend stocks is going to pay you out, but you really need like $500,000 to $1 million to really earn anything significant from dividends. Depends on your definition of significance though. Well, you buy it and it's locked in, Costa. Right. If the government's not paying you back, we got bigger problems here, man. They're gonna pay you back. Yeah. Oh, you did seller finance? Oh, rent to own. Yeah. Yeah, that's great, man. Sam. See, that's what I was thinking about doing, brother. But I heard buying a Rolex is like really difficult to do nowadays. Is that true? Like I thought, I saw some video. I don't know if they were just sensationalizing it, but they were basically acting like you had to pay all this extra money to do it. Uh, but yeah, that's what bills are. That's what bonds are. That's what notes are. If you've ever heard those names and you didn't know what they were talking about, that's what they're referencing. All right, Uber, guys. Again, we're still sitting in Uber, just a small little trade. Hey, thank you, Servant. Hey, I appreciate you becoming a member, bro. Thank you, sir. Hey, what's up, Shepard? Good morning. Well, not a used one, I'm sure, but I'm talking about a new one. Used one, there's always risk that they're counterfeit or fake, you know. And so if I bought a used one, I'd have to bring it to Rolex themselves and have them verify it. One can do a lot better than government bonds. Yeah, for sure. I mean, but again, it depends on your risk tolerance. Like I said, like on average, the S&P will give you what 6 to 12% a year. You know, most of the time it gives you about 8% or 7 to 8% is average. I would say in terms of yearly gains on the S&P. But it's not guaranteed. You know, again, the market could crash or whatever it is, and people could lose their money. That is the risk, of course. Now, regardless of crashes, like again, the people that lose the most during crashes are people who sell. So the people who sell during crashes, again, are people who lose the most. And generally, if you hold through it, the market will bounce back within a few years. But some people don't have that, so it really depends on what you're doing. Right, what's up, Twin? Yeah, for sure, V. That's the risk. Like bonds have zero risk for the essentially. But again, bonds are less liquid is the thing to understand. So again, bonds are less liquid. So like, stocks you can cut it, liquidate it, get your money whenever you want. Bonds, not so much. Yeah, but that's a depreciating asset. A 57 Chevy Harley, if I had the money. That's a depreciating asset, though. Now they have them. Got you, Sam. I'll have to call them, man. We got one right now. I'll have to go look. I might email you, bro, now that I have your email. Well, they have risk, Chris, but there's less risk. It's kind of like it's like there's risk, but like if the risk scenario plays out, we're in a lot bigger trouble than losing whatever you invested in your treasury bonds. You know what I mean? Like if so like that's the risk. Yeah, for sure. It needs to be a certified broker. Well, Uber sell off. I don't know. I'm in Uber right now. We already took profit though. We're up like $10. Very small trade. Um, go ahead and lock in a little bit more and just sit on the rest. I'm just taking these little small base hits though. My accuracy rate is so high for these. I'm honestly beginning to start thinking that I need to take much larger size with my swing trades, just because my swing trades have been so accurate. Any economic data today? We got something. It's not until much later though. We got the Jolts job report coming out today. I know we have that today. So yeah, today we have. We have European CPI that dropped today. So European CPI came in at 7% versus 7% expected. So 7% CPI, so flat. Core CPI came in under expectations at 5.6 versus 5.7%. And then CPI on the month came in low as well. So European CPI came in lower than expected, guys. We got some of the OPEC cuts, but the big stuff today is Jolts job. The Jolts job report is this late this morning. So we do have the Jolts job report. I forgot. Yeah, so 10 a.m. for the Jolts job report. It'll certainly affect markets for sure. Bear with me, guys. I gotta mute the stream for a sec. No, I'm not. I gotta mute the music for a second. That's it. Does job report mostly affect the dollar? Yeah, it'll affect the dollar, which will in turn affect the markets and vice versa. So it varies. Have you looked at Meta? Where's Meta at? No, I haven't. Meta at 244s, man. What a comeback, dude. That's what I'm saying. If you find stocks when they're cheap, and to be fair, I wasn't really pushing Meta, but if you find stocks when they're cheap, Meta was at $88 in November of last year. In November, $88. Meta right now is almost at 250s. So Meta is up 300%. 300% gain in Meta in less than 6 months. And so again, if you find some of these blue chips when they're cheap, again, you can outperform the market, and that's kind of what I'm doing swing trading. Yeah, after hours. Pfizer's already out with theirs, Bohr. So Pfizer's already out with theirs. All right, so let me make sure this is muted. There we go. All right, cool. All right, guys. So yeah, SoFi, PacWest, Nvidia, Meta, Apple today. Apple's not today. Nvidia's not today. Meta's not today. Uh, Apple is tomorrow, or no, Apple is the day after tomorrow. So earnings, Apple aren't today. Uber, Pfizer, BP dropped this morning. All of them beat both except for BP missed sales. BDPS, all of them BDPS. Almost everything BDPS today. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was skeptical of Meta too, to be fair. It's not like I was wait, loaning my government to the money for 5% for 3 months. When do they do that, Mo? Treasury bills? Bills are less than a year. Yeah, dude. Honestly, a 1 month treasury bill is 4.4%. So wait a minute. Do they give you 4.4% annually? So they'd give you 10% of 4.4%. Is that right? Or they would give you not 10%. They can't possibly give you 4.4% return on your money in a month. People would just buy treasury bills every month. What am I missing here? I've never bought bills before. The 1 year rate is 4.8%, but it's telling me the 4 month is 4.4%. I don't understand. What am I missing there? Annualized. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So annualized is different. So again, to put that into perspective, they're not going to give you 4.4% on the year. They're going to give you, if it's a month long one, right? So they're going to give you 4.4% divided by 12. So they're going to give you 0.36%. So it ain't going to be 4.4%. It's going to be 0.36%. Uh, um, that's the difference. And so they're not going to be paying you 4.5% on a month. They're going to pay you annualized. So it's not the same. Yeah, so there's a difference. And so again, to put that into perspective here, just to give you the math here, so 0.36% is what they're going to give you on a month's basis, right? So uh, you invest 100K, they're going to give you uh, no, this is wrong. Sorry, let me do my better math here. You invest 100K, and they are going to give you $360 in a month. Right. So it's not like you're not getting rich. So they're going to give you $360 if you invest 100K. Sorry, I should have known that. Anything with a big round number, I should have known that. But yeah, it's not going to be much. If it was that easy to make 4.6% in a month, everybody would just buy treasury bills every single month, make their almost 5% a month, and make 60% a year very, very, very easily. But again, nobody's going to do that. I mean, some people are going to do it. Like if you got enough money, hey. But do you see a swing opportunity in Snap? I don't know. I sold my Snap. I was in a swing on Snap and I sold it a couple of days ago. And now Snap is all the way. Snap's mostly sideways. Is that 870s? I don't know. I think there could be, but I don't know. I would also be careful here too. If you want gains, trade crypto. I wish it was that easy, man. Um, all right, so we're gonna upload some of these. So look at Uber bouncing back up a little bit here too. See if it'll, let me edit this. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So there we go. We're gonna debut the music. Hey, my guy William, how do you feel about the upcoming FOMC? Whew, I think it'll be interesting for sure. No, we're not on mute right now. I had to do something. I think it'll be interesting for sure. I'm still new. Bear thesis: the crash will happen when we least expected. Do you think there's any space left in Uber today, or is it extended? I think it's up a lot. I think it could essentially do anything. I really have no idea, but I think it's up a lot right now. But yeah, the upcoming FOMC meeting. Thank you so much for however much that is. Again, I don't know how much that is, but thank you for it. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah. I think a lot of people think we're going to pause, but I think the let me look at the FOMC rate hike odds probabilities. So yeah, the odds here, if you look at the Fed Watch tool, are at so they most people are expecting 25 basis points. So 91% of people are thinking 25 basis points. About 9% of people think we're gonna pause to zero rate increases. But I don't think that's the case. Again, generally these probabilities are right. And so most people expect 25 basis point rate hike. And that's what I expect as well. I'm pretty sure we're going to do 25 basis points. But again, who knows for sure? Uh, what's worse, a raise or pause? I don't know. I think anything outside of expectations is going to make the market, uh, it's going to cause the biggest reaction. Anything outside of expectations, if it comes in as expected, then it's not a shock, and it's generally kind of baked into the movement already. All right, so let me get the music playing here. There we go. Uber plus 8%, Pfizer plus 1%. What's worse, a raise or pulse? Yeah, so if you guys don't understand, the upcoming rate hike decision and press conference is going to be on Wednesday at 2 p.m. The rate hike is going to be announced, and at 2:30 they're going to do the accompanying press conference where they interview Powell, and Powell's going to talk about sentiment, talk about what he thinks the market looks like now, plus what potentially might happen and what their decisions could be in the future and all that good stuff. 25 basis points is overwhelmingly expected here. And so a large majority of people are expecting 25 basis points. I think it's over 90%. And generally with these rate hike decisions, like I said, they usually come in as expected. Like they're usually as expected. But if we do something outside of those expectations, like I said, if we pause, which a lot of people are arguing for, if we pause, the market might have a big upward response because obviously, less rate hikes are less damaging on the economy, but they're going to do less for inflation long term. And so that's the kind of nuance for this rate hike decision. Again, what will matter more than anything else, I think, is what Jerome Powell says when they interview him at 2:30. I think when they interview him at 2:30, that's what's going to mean the most for all of this stuff. And so that's something that'll pay attention to. And again, we will be streaming the entire thing on the beginning trader. We will be streaming the entire thing on the beginner trading channel at 2 and 2:30. So stick around. And again, we'll watch it. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And yeah, we appreciate it. Uber's still testing those highs up there at 35.50. Hey, buddy. Love you, buddy. Feeling all right today? You feeling okay today, bud? Yes. All right. Let me pull my Discord up. Love you. Sorry. Love you. All right, guys. So, sorry, guys. I had to mute this real quick. Here we go. Let me catch back up on chat. AMD earnings, this evening. If they do 50 basis points, if they do 50, it's going to be rough for the markets. But I don't think they're going to do 50. I think that's pretty far outside the realm. I think the only rate they would do 50 is that if inflation problems got worse. I think if inflation got worse over time, they might do 50 to combat that. But inflation numbers have been getting better and better and better. Like CPI lower than expected. I've talked to some mortgage friends, and they think that we're going to have better than expected CPI numbers. This report is where they think that we're going to have good. Numbers. They thought we were going to have good CPI numbers this last one, and they were right. And they think that the Fed meeting we're going to have a positive response, but I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. Again, it's kind of something that we'll have to wait and see. You don't ever know the reaction here, but I am very skeptical. I don't think they're going to do 50 basis points. Again, if inflationary metrics like CPI, PPI, PCE numbers were worse than expected, then they might consider it. But because inflation hasn't been as bad lately with regards to numbers specifically, I don't think they're going to do 50. I think 25 is pretty likely. Again, Uber at 35.50s, 35.50s. William, how rate hikes cause two bank failures? I thought rate hikes bring more income to bank. I'm not sure on this question. Hope you can enlighten me. Yeah, I got you, man. So rate hikes are what they do if inflation is bad. So rate hikes are raising the interest rates around the country. That's what they're raising in terms of rate hikes. So they're raising rates. By raising rates, the whole point is to combat inflation. When they raise rates, people stop spending as much because inflation, because rates are higher. So people stop spending as much. And in turn, when people stop spending as much, businesses then lower prices. But it's certainly not good. It hurts the bank's margins, and so the rate hikes are hurting margins because, again, raising rates is going to mean less wiggle room with banking. And so that's essentially what's going on. It's used to combat inflation. And so less rate hikes are better for the economy, better for banks, but worse for inflation problems. More rate hikes are worse for the economy, worse for banks, but better for inflation problems. That's essentially the thing to understand about it. I hope that makes sense. And I appreciate the donation, though, brother. Thank you, man. I see a beach. All right, so again, Uber up there to 35.50s. JP has a plan. He has told everyone his plan. He has 25 basis points, then pause for a year. I don't think he's going to deviate. Yeah, I think we haven't seen any like big momentum changes or anything like that. So yeah, I don't think so either. Not yet. Maybe in the future, but not right now. I think we're okay still. SPY is slightly gapping down, but it's nothing major here. Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things. The Jolts job report will be really interesting today because it'll kind of show um, what working looks like. Again, there's kind of be an inverse correlation between job growth and the market activity, and so it could be something like we get higher than expected job growth, and the market goes down. But again, who knows? Again, market's testing the lows down here at 414.80s here, 414.80s. William, hey, thanks, man. Every day I come to your channel and I learn so much about financial and stocks. Keep up the good work. We'll support you. Hey, thank you, William. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, sir. Shout out to you, man, for all the donations. I truly do appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. How do you feel about these companies? Yeah, I don't watch any of those, Ernie. Not really my wheelhouse, bro. Mike B, top three. Hey, always. Good morning. What's up, EH? Apple and Nvidia run before earnings. Yeah, Apple earnings are later on today. When's Nvidia earnings? So that's the one that I'm not really quite sure. So Nvidia earnings are not until much later on this month in May, late May, on May 24th is when Nvidia numbers drop. All right, guys. So again, Pfizer's basically been pretty flat. We're gonna put Tesla up here. Tesla has had a rough little pullback. It's down to 161. Does anybody have an argument? Hey, what's up, Franco? Yeah, for sure, Stuart. That's the first thing I assumed when I looked at it, is that 4.4%. They can't possibly pay 4.4% a month, and so they're gonna divide that by 12, you hit the actual number. Is what that's what I figured it would be. I knew there was no way they're gonna give me 4.5% in a month. If they were gonna give me 4.5% a month, bro, I would have given them. I would have put out some money and just kind of earned that every single month without worrying about it. Uh, but they would never do that, of course. I don't know about FRC. Hello from Germany, working at the gym. Hey, good morning. I don't know what time it is over there, but hey, what's up, man? Appreciate everybody watching today. Apple Card is given 4.15% APY. Yeah, but that's again, some people corrected me on that, and it looks like that's just a cashback program. So in order to get that 4.5% or whatever it is, you're gonna have to spend that much, right? So you're gonna have to spend $100 to get $4 back, basically, or $4.15 back. And so like, it's not the same, you know. At least that's from my understanding. And again, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but that was my understanding. That's true. Yeah, then it's not the same. Is Tesla a blue chip company? Probably. I mean, blue chip is just the real way we got to look at it is market cap. Tesla's a big market cap company. I'll say that. Tesla bouncing back up to 161.40s. And again, despite the recent pullbacks, Tesla, if you put up a yearly chart on Tesla, it's still up a lot. Now, it's down some from the highs, but it's one of those stocks that if you hold long term, you probably would have made money on. Again, we've been in Uber, man, for all morning. We've taken most of the profit off of that thing. No, Jolts is coming out at 10 a.m. Nothing really drops at 8:30 this morning, I don't think. So, but every day after today is busy at 8:30. So, again, so tomorrow we have non-farm employment change and services PMI from 8 to 10 tomorrow, and then non-manufacturing PMI data. Thursday we have the ECB rate hike decision, jobless claims numbers, import-export prices, the ECB press conference. Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, unemployment data, and that's excluding all the earnings and the rate hike decision on Wednesday too. There we go. Look at Uber pop. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it and just make my little bit of money here and then take that. I need to start taking larger size there. I thought it was just a credit card that lets you save like a credit card that paid out good cash back program. Am I wrong there? Or how is that working? All right, so yeah, look at Uber rip. Another good little dip buy after earnings here, man. And I'm starting to show that I could do the same thing with both earnings before, earnings that are down or earnings that are up. I'm just buying pullbacks. Bond interest is locked in. Yeah, for sure. We're talking about so yeah, the way bonds work, guys, is again, the way bonds work is that you're loaning the government money and you got a specified interest rate that you make, and then at maturity, on maturity date, which is like basically like when the bond ends, when you get paid back your money is what maturity means. Maturity is when you get paid back. So if you loan the government 100,000 and it's a 10-year maturity, 10 years later on the maturity date, which is 10 years later, you're going to get your 100K back. But prior to that, you're going to make interest of however much the specified yield was leading into it. All right, guys. So it is about 8:30 here. Again, we don't really have any economic data today. We had some earnings. We got the Jolts job report coming out at 10. So that's economic data that we could cover here, but that's about it right now. We don't really have much else going on. Um, it depends on what it is. I think it's every 6 months is what I'm looking at for bonds specifically. So every 6 months. All right, so Uber's still holding up there. Again, we ended up cutting the rest of it. Uh, yeah, so I saw the Hindenburg report. Bought $10,000 worth of bonds in the fall when they were offering 9.6%. Well, what's the maturity date? Bonds means it's over 10 years, right? Yeah, I bonds are a little bit better. You don't have to hold them. You can get out early, but there's penalties, right? Well, what's the penalty for getting out early, I guess? So the IBM CEO said, quote, "We will pause hiring for roles that AI could do." That's a big thing. Yeah, so Hindenburg report here. I think it was about Icon, right? Uh, if I remember correctly, it's about. All right, so Icon Enterprises, the corporate raider throwing stones from his glass house. So IEP is the stock targeted in this Hindenburg report, and it is down pretty big numbers here. Not a huge amount though. So they're an 18 billion market cap company run by corporate raider activist Carl Icahn, who, along with his son Brett, own approximately 85% of the company. Research has found that IEP units are inflated by 75% due to three key reasons. IEP trades at a 218% premium to its last reported net asset value, vastly higher than all comparables. Two, we've uncovered clear evidence of inflated valuation marks for IEP's less liquid and private assets, and the company has suffered additional performance losses year to date following its last disclosure. Most close-in holding companies trade around or at discount to their NAVs. For comparison, vehicles run by other star managers like Third Point and Bill Ackman's Pershing Square traded discounts of 14 and 35% to NAV respectively. Basically, they're saying this one trades higher. There's a lot of other stuff here. Again, I bought the last Hindenburg short report. Part of me wants to do it again, but I'm less confident in this one. This is a less well-known company. And again, it's a company that I know less. Like Cash App and SQ were obviously a big enough company. And so we made money on that dip. But this one I'm less sure of. I usually like buying these long-term pullbacks, but again, I'm less sure of this one. What do you guys think about Hindenburg? It's IEP is the symbol. Oh, yeah, you got a 30-year bond, KT7. So yeah, of course they're paying you a lot, you know. Of course they are. Yeah, so there's a low break on IEP down to 45. SPY cracked lows. Tesla still bouncing up a little bit. I don't know, man. Joel could move some stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of groups that claim to give you big percentages. But yeah, Jolts might move the market some. We just don't know how much. No, I didn't buy SPY puts. I'm not really a big put trader. The S&P 500 tends to outperform most of these hedge funds, realistically, especially long term. Like some of them might have really good years, and that talks a lot of people into making money with them or jumping in them. But again, most of the time the S&P 500 outperforms them. Again, give your boy a follow on Twitter. We've been posting some kind of like gold nuggets from the stream in short format. And so give me a follow on Twitter at Beginner Trades. And we appreciate it. Help the growth continue here, team. Yeah, the more the market pushes up, though, honestly, the more bearish I start to be. Again, I think we're starting to look a little bit extended now on the upside. I need to liquidate my 2% bonds, but the buyer can get 4% direct from the gov. I need to eat a loss on the face value to move my bond. Yeah, well, the market didn't pull back too much. Yeah, all good market. Yeah, tomorrow's the really crazy day. All right, so again, I'm looking at IEP, which is the Hindenburg short report target. Look at Tesla bounce all the way back here. So Tesla moving back up some. Again, the SPY at 484, almost 415s. Yeah, but there's no such thing as extension in mid caps and penny stocks. Like a lot of these companies will just, go straight down. Like buying up dips in those companies generally doesn't work very well, in my opinion. But it varies, of course, and it just depends on. It depends on the company itself, of course. All right, guys. So again, market's bouncing up with Tesla. Tesla now over the 200 EMA in the volume weighted average price here. All right, guys. All right, look at Tesla fly up here. Wow. Tesla with a huge bounce back. Let me see if this is news driven here. But a huge rebound in Tesla. All right, guys, up to 162.20s here on Tesla. Again, I'm looking up the Tesla news. I don't see anything yet. Tesla raises prices. It's a small rollback of cuts, according to Barron's. So yeah, Tesla is raising EV prices by $250, according to Barron's. This news came out not that long ago, maybe less than an hour ago, but market's just now reacting to it here. And again, we chose not to buy IEP. All right, guys, so we are moving up a little bit. Yeah, so raised it by $250. Tesla up to 162s here. Let me know if you're buying Tesla right now. I mean, this should drag the market up some. Tesla's my largest position. Also, the banks which can now invest in those 30-year 5% bonds will do pretty well in the future. Problem is for them is that deposit flow is negative, so they can't invest. Yep. FOMC meeting Wednesday. Oh, sorry, William. I'm just now seeing it. If you buy exactly what the SPY is holding, if you buy exactly what SPY is holding, 500 of them in same and weighting of you capital, do you think it's better because you get most of the dividend? I'm not sure. I think that the benefit of the SPY is diversification. So I don't know how many of the SPY stocks pay dividends out. So I don't know what S&P 500 stocks pay dividend. We got Altria, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, AT&T. WBA, AbbVie, IBM, and I'm not sure if it's included on there, but yeah, I'm not sure there, brother. Again, the benefit of it is diversification and less hassle. So I'm not sure on that one, bro. But I appreciate the donation, man. Thank you. But yeah, again, I try to tell people the truth on that. In that situation, I'm not 100% sure whether, it'd be better to just buy the dividend paying stocks. But again, the SPY pays a divvy. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really invest in the SPY. Yeah, so I'm sorry. So the SPY does pay a dividend, 1.56%. Paid a dividend of $6.46 in the past year. So yeah, they do pay a dividend. So yeah, they compensate for it completely, and so it's much easier. Yeah, I don't buy indexes too much either. I just buy individual stocks. But yeah. All right, guys. So again, Tesla ripping back up now, technically green on the day. Again, pull it back to 162. Part of me wants to buy Tesla here. But wasn't that triple top on Tesla? Yeah, I'm not sure. We trading futures on? Yeah, we're trading today. We're gonna get ready to pivot to that right now. So yeah, we're gonna get ready to trade futures today. Look at IEP bouncing back. SPY at 414.70s. Okay, so yeah, we will go ahead and pivot to this so we can watch them, and then we're gonna get ready to trade some futures. We did pretty good trading futures yesterday. Let me go. Here's the micro E-mini, and we will put Top Step brand up and put myself on the top right there. There we go. All right, guys. So we are going to get ready to trade futures today. We'll see if we get anything good. What is up with this chart? There we go. All right. So we'll see if we get something good. Again, we do have some data dropping this morning. Yeah, triple top on Tesla. I don't know. Again, we do have the Jolts job report coming out in about an hour. We'll see how that influences everything. Again, I really don't know how that's going to influence things. I hope positively, but again, I really don't know. In trading, D, or in what? In life in general? Yeah, so IBM, what's scary is that IBM is halting some hiring from AI here. That's a risk, man. That's a risk. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step is the easiest way to day trade the market. Most pro traders are day trading futures, right? So most pro traders are going to be day trading futures. And it makes sense why, because the futures market has more liquidity than stocks. There's no PDT rule, and you can day trade essentially the SPY. We're talking a lot about the SPY and the S&P today. You can essentially day trade the same price action in the E-mini, which is the S&P futures contract. It's the same price action, basically. And you can day trade it with no PDT restrictions, short it with the margin account, instant settlement, go long, buy market, sell market. You can kind of see here on Top Step. Put the regular kind of, I can buy market, buy bid, sell bid, buy ask, sell ask, just like day trading stocks, right? And so there's no PDT rule. You can day trade short, and it's really the easiest way to get your foot in the door. Like a lot of new traders misunderstand where they think they need to save up 30 grand to day trade. You don't. You can trade futures, trade the S&P 500, which is 500 of the largest stocks in the world, essentially in the E-mini or the NASDAQ. You can also trade the NASDAQ too. And you're going to get very similar price action to trading stocks, and there's no restrictions. Top Step is the easiest way to get your foot in the door. They are a sponsor of mine, of course, and so I'm certainly biased in their favor. But again, it's the easiest way to get your foot in the door. What they do is they give you a demo, and they test your profitability, and they test your skill. And to be fair, most people are going to lose this challenge. But just taking this challenge is going to make you a better trader. And most day traders lose. That's why people are going to lose this challenge a lot of the time, is because most day traders lose money. It doesn't matter where they trade. Most traders are going to lose money, but it's much cheaper to try a funded account program and lose than to put up 20K yourself and lose that, and that's the big edge, is that it's kind of the best of both worlds, where if you lose, you're only down the base package. If you use my link, is like $140, a little bit less than $140 a month. So if you lose, it's not the end of the world. But if you pass the testing, it's a 90% split. They pay out millions of dollars in actual withdrawals from their funded traders. They fund thousands of traders a year. And so when you pass the testing, you kind of get all the benefits except for 10%. If you fail, then you probably would have lost more regularly. And so again, if you check it out, here's the link. Yeah, we're not going to criticize, sponsors of mine. And again, if you had said some other stuff aquatic prior to saying that, we'd probably let you stick around. But for that to be the first thing you say when you don't really say anything else, and then it's critical of one of our sponsors, like, you're just gonna get booted out of here pretty quick. Yeah. I mean, again, IEP is down after the Hindenburg short report. We'll see if we get anything good, but yeah. Part of me wanted to buy it, but I'm just skeptical. Carol's here. Everybody say hey to Carol.
Good morning.
Everybody thank Carol for coming on stream.
You don't have
rarity that she comes on stream. All right. But yeah.
How's it going?
It's all right. Just kind of hanging out, living life.
Yeah.
Market sideways. We got the rate hike decision coming out on Wednesday, so tomorrow the rate hike decision drops, and so that'll be interesting to see kind of what we get from that. But yeah, I don't trust Nvidia. What's your favorite stock, Carol? Let's hear your favorite stock. What's your favorite stock, baby?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at things.
Like Lululemon?
Lululemon, but I don't know about that anymore.
I think Lululemon, I've said it before, Lululemon makes a lot of money, and so they're going to be fine short term. But like, again, I think long term is where the risks lie.
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a fad right now. I feel like
yeah,
the whole athleisure type of thing. I feel like at some point that's not going to be in style like it is.
Yeah.
Top 3 Carols.
Definitely top 3 wives. Definitely top 3 wives.
So,
definitely my top 3 wives. Right now.
What? Better not be.
Nah, it's a joke. Don't hate me. Don't hurt me.
I know your back's turned to me.
I know, man. I'm in a vulnerable position here. Calls on Lulu. Yeah, Lulu's problem is long term though. Okay, so like again, we've talked about it before. I'm not trying to talk smack about Carol stock. The problem with it is that it's a fashion company. Look at American Eagle stock, Abercrombie and Fitch stock, Hollister stock. These are companies that were once big, bright, big things. Now they're not that big. So that's my skepticism regarding Lulu long term. Is like, sure, the fad right now from like the pandemic and all that stuff is like athletic leisure clothes, But that's not going to stay like that forever. Like that fad is not going to stick around very long. And there's going to be other competing brands that come out for it. And so right now, sure, Lulu is a money-making machine. They are always, you know, you buy a little skimpy hat over there and it's like $100. But
it's like $60.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ruined my argument here.
It's still ridiculous.
Yeah, $60 for a little feathery hat is just not good. But again, will it stay like that is the question. And I'm skeptical.
Yeah.
Right, consumer discretionary, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's, and also didn't something come out about some of their fabrics having some type of chemical?
Somebody in stream told me that. That their fabrics. I think what it really is you got to wash the clothes.
Well,
you know,
you have to wash everything.
I think people don't understand how bad it is. Like before, I would go buy clothes and I would just throw the clothes on as soon as I buy them and be like, oh, I like this or whatever. That's bad. Like some of the stuff they spray the clothes with to make them stay like straight and neat on the racks is bad for you.
Well, it's not just that. They use, like, a lot of times when they come from
Jim Cramer just tweeted Lululemon. That's a terrible sign, baby. Terrible sign. Jim Cramer is the kiss of death for a stock right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the kiss of death. Yeah. So, you know, Jim Cramer likes Lululemon. Thus is my argument.
And I gotta find something else. I gotta find another brand to wear.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've been looking for more like cotton type stuff. Although I'm not gonna lie, yoga pants are super comfortable and you can wear them all day and not feel bad. It's not like wearing sweatpants all day.
I support the yoga pant movement. You know, I really do. I support the yoga pant movement. You know.
Anyways,
all right, baby.
I gotta go let the dogs out. They're whining.
All right.
Anyways,
everybody thank Carol.
Everyone.
Yeah. Everybody thank Carol.
You don't have to thank. It's okay.
All right, baby.
Bye, you guys. Good luck.
All right, guys. Carol making a rare stream appearance. But yeah, again, like we had one guy that was just like kind of toxic guy, you know, where he was just he really wanted to work with the channel and like he really wanted to work with the channel, but he didn't realize why it was toxic. Like he would get really sold on like these really sketchy penny stocks that are almost all down, you know, relative to where he said it. And he would just push and pressure everybody like, buy this now. You're missing out on the opportunity of a lifetime. You know, and eventually I had to just kind of kick him out because it was just like, hey, bro, listen, it goes against my whole philosophy of like, don't pressure people to do anything. Like, again, and it really is something that I've been conditioned at this point to do, where like, if you pressure me to do anything, I'm immediately going to be skeptical about whatever you're doing. And so, but he really loved Lululemon. He was like a big believer in Lululemon, you know, but it's like, and again, I'm not talking about Lululemon short term. Like I never was. It was very obvious. Like I'm talking about Lululemon in 5 years from now. That's my question mark regarding Lululemon. Like, will Lululemon hold its values? You better believe if Lululemon's down like 70% in 5 years, I am going to take all these posts and look like a genius, you know? And if it's not down, I'm just going to pretend I never said it, I think. Because that's just kind of how YouTube goes. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Why not both, TK? Why not both, bro? Carol, yeah. Carol lets the dogs out. Well, Carol, when I get up in the morning, it is 4:30 Texas time in the morning. And so the dogs are still asleep when I wake up, you know. Hey, thank you, Michael. Coin up? Was Bitcoin up? Usually coin's going to have a correlation with Bitcoin. Coin's still sitting at 50s. Oh, coin did just pop. What happened? Let's see. All right, so Citigroup downgraded them to neutral from a buy. Kathy Wood. That's the only news I see from Coinbase is that Citigroup downgraded them. What's the news here? Is Bitcoin popping? No. Bitcoin at 28. I don't know why Coinbase is up. Do you guys know? Let me know. Coin whale, maybe. Hey, yeah, good morning, Tiny. Thank you. Yeah, exactly, Tiny. If somebody pushes something on me, especially like a penny stock, bro, I'm immediately just sketched out by it. And the reason I frown on it is because that's what causes new traders to lose money. Like, new traders probably lose so much money by people pressuring them to buy these really speculative, obscure, sketchy companies, and then they end up kind of falling for it because group thinking and group psychology is a powerful thing. Again, I've talked about the experiments they did where they took one person and they put them in a room full of like 10 people, and they asked them questions, and they said, hey, if this line is straight, raise your hand. And it's a squiggly line, and like all the other 9 people that are in on it, they raise their hand, and the person that knows the line isn't straight, or that knows the line isn't straight, he follows along and raises his hand anyway because group thinking and pressure is so strong, right? Same thing with penny stocks. Like, if you got 5, 6, 7, 10, 15 other people being like, yo, this penny stock is great, you might fall for it and buy up a bunch of shares of this really crappy stock that's just going to drop 70%. And so, again, that type of pressure causes traders to lose money, and I'm just very much against it. What's up with... Well, top is down. It didn't hold its gains. I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody expected this. TOP is down. Didn't hold its gains. What's the point of coin? It collects info and centralizes everything. I think that's a silly question, though, Ben. I mean, we could essentially use the same argument for TD Ameritrade. We could use the same argument for anything, honestly, in stocks. Like, literally everything centralizes information and makes our life easier. And so by that logic, that's the point, is that it makes our life easier. It consolidates info. It gives you a smoother experience. Like, that's the point of a lot of different things. TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, any trading platform altogether. I mean, you could just call people up, but it's kind of the point. Yeah, it's probably under 50%. I had a MLM sales cult job shortly out of high school, and one thing that always struck me with in the 8 factors of impulse we used to peddle people was, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I always try to tell people, if you've got a, with the thing about multi-level marketing stuff is that, like, the way you got to look at it is, the way you have to look at it is, if you have to teach somebody how to ignore their family's attempts at protecting them, is probably not a good thing you're being a part of, right? Like, pyramid schemes and MLMs, they will literally teach you how to get past your family's objections to what you're doing. You know, that's the crazy thing. Like, if a company's trying to teach you how to do that, probably not the right company, you know. But again, people fall for it, bro. Like, again, people underestimate how strong riches and the thought of getting riches can be to people. I don't know. Yeah, FOMO, bro. Coinbase launches international exchange of Bitcoin and ETH perpetual futures. Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably safer too, Ben, but yeah, for sure. All right, so we're starting to move up a little bit. Micro E-mini is up to 41.75s. Again, we're going to get ready to trade it. We still got a couple minutes left before we can. Yeah, it's all good, Aquatic. Just little, like I said, man, just a little, like, think about it, man. Like, they're a sponsor of mine. And so you get some people who are just trying to be haters, to be honest. Like, I'm not saying that's you, but like, you get some people that are just mad to see anybody make money. And so they'll literally kind of sit around, wait for me to plug something, and then they'll just talk smack about whatever the sponsor is, you know. Those people do not last very long. They'll usually get insta-banned. And so, you know, again, I'll give you another chance. Just like I said, if I'm like, hey, I'm sponsored by this company, don't take that as an opportunity to just kind of talk smack. You know, especially like, oh, this one's better. Like, it doesn't really matter. Top Step's been around for over 10 years. And so it's like, the other ones, a lot of them have just sprouted up over the last couple. And so I think in terms of like safety, I think Top Step's better in that regard. But it's a subjective thing. And it's not really something that I feel like having to do every time I make a sponsored plug, you know. Yeah, I'll go to Aquatic. No worries, man. Well, yeah, but I mean, I think Galaxy nuance is obviously something that you want to pay attention to. If your family's trying to talk you out of promoting a MLM, regardless of how toxic you might think they are, they're looking out for you. You know, like if your family's trying to talk you out of an MLM, if they didn't care, they wouldn't be trying to talk you out of it. You know, and again, what a lot of people don't understand about pyramid schemes and multi-level marketing is this. And again, I've talked about this before, but what a lot of people don't understand is that it's like, even if you do make money from an MLM, right? Even if you do make money, if your network is large enough to where you can actually profit from them, which is less than 1% of people, right? If your network is actually large enough where you could, you're going to make so much more money being a real estate agent or selling your own product or service or whatever it is over pumping a really sketchy like MLM product, right? You're going to make so much more if your network is actually large enough. And so spending your time building up something like that is usually a bad move regardless, even if you do make money in it, because again, you would probably make more like selling your own product or being a real estate agent or being a mortgage broker, you know what I mean? Or doing something that you have far more potential in doing, you know, and you burn less bridges doing it. You know, that's the big thing with pyramid schemes, that you're just going to burn your bridges. Like, your family's not going to want to answer the phone for you anymore, you know, and that's like something that is unfortunate. You know, I've had family and friends that do it. I've removed them completely from my social medias if they do, just because it's like, if they're not smart enough to realize that they're burning their bridges with their friends and family, you know, that's them. But yeah, not really. I don't really have any close family doing it. If I had close family, I'd probably try to talk them out of it, you know. Stock market has taught me a lot about life in general. Yeah, don't chase hype. Analyze long term. Zoom out is usually a key in stock market. Yeah, I avoid them, YK. Despite the big opportunities, I just try to avoid them. They're just too sketchy. I like the E-mini a little bit better, Aquatic, but it varies. You know, I like the E-mini a little bit more, but again, it depends on what we're looking at. Well, somebody says, "Oh yeah, we all agree MLM is straight up." But if you're pursuing day trading and have family trying to talk you out of it, or other opportunities you're pursuing, well, I think it depends on what it is. Again, with day trading, 95% of families, or no, with day trading, 95% of people fail at it. And so your family might not be wrong in trying to talk you out of that either, to be honest. Or at least trying to bring down expectations. I think it depends on what it is. Like if you're one of those people that gets really sold on like the financial freedom, like I'm gonna make $1 million in a week, turn $1,000 into $1 million in 6 months trading, then it might be good that they're trying to talk you out of that. Because again, that's just sensationalizing what it is. A large majority of people lose money, and it takes years for the ones that actually eventually make money for them to make money. And so even if you think that you can do it and want to keep doing it, you can't really knock your family for trying to protect you in certain ways. And aside from that, it depends on what other opportunity you're talking about. There's like, you always don't want to be so closed off that you don't listen to family advice, because some family advice is going to be good, and your family are generally people who are going to look out in your best interest over your friends, over anybody else. And so that's something that, like, if like I have kids, that's something I try to teach my daughter and my son, is that, look, you're going to get pulled in all these different directions by all these different types of people. Me and your mom are going to be the ones that are looking out in your best interest over anybody and everybody else. And so, it might be, you might put more weight on your friends, or put more, whatever it is. But like, remember, we're going to be the ones that are truly looking out in your best interests over our own sometimes, and so it's important for kids. I think kids are naturally rebellious as it is, though. And so I saw somebody that said that kids are going to have a biological instinct to go against what their family says up until they're about mid-20s, and then it kind of corrects some. And I think that's probably accurate, just judging by my own, life, I guess. Right, exactly, beginner. Yeah, I mean, when in doubt, zoom out is usually a good move. Again, with investing as well, with trading too. My wife tells me it's gambling. It kind of is. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it in terms of gambling, it's just risking money. A lot of things are gambling. Investing in real estate's gambling. Investing in anything is gambling. If they're looking at it with regards, or if they're looking at it with the context of, hey, you're risking money with unfavorable odds, it really depends. It really depends. All right, so market sideways leading into the open. You can see the SPY under VWAP, slightly downtrending. Nothing too crazy here. Again, we do have the Jolts job report coming out at 10 a.m. today in about 40 minutes, though. So we do have Jolts jobs coming out in about 40 minutes. Has anybody ever had a tiny home built and then put it on a plot of land? What kind of rent do you get for that? I'll have to look. Let me look in. I guess you can Airbnb it, but what are the rates? All right, so you get about $1,100 a month. That's not too bad. What's the house actually look like, though? It depends on what it is, though. Poker is different, 75. So is blackjack. So it really depends on what it is. I should have bought that IEP, man. I was thinking about buying the dip. It ended up riding back. Those have been pretty accurate with me lately. Texas, right around where I live. I'm not going to be specific, but Texas. All right, guys, remember, Jolts job report comes out in about 40 minutes. 40 minutes. All right, we're also going to throw it in sub-only mode. So if you haven't already, hit the sub button, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. We got 8 minutes until the opening bell, guys. And again, we'll see if we get something good. What a bunch of weird people, man. It's like, hey, I don't really want to say where I live, and then they put it up in the chat. Like, how? Like, why are you watching the stream then, man? You know, like if you got it that out for me, man, just weird, dude. It's not like I care too much if people. I mean, a lot of people already know where I live, but like, what's the purpose? You know, like I feel bad for them, man. That means they really just don't have much going on. Tesla is still underneath the previous closing price. I'm not holding Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm still holding a little bit of AMC. Yeah, good risk reward today, guys. Y'all be safe. Yeah, my shepherd is still on antibiotics. Yeah, it's all good. It's not about, like, again, it doesn't matter too much, but it's just in terms of like general request. If I'm like, hey, I'd rather not say exactly, don't go out and, like, if you're watching the stream, why watch somebody that you have it out for, you know? You know what I mean? Like, again, if that's how you're spending, like, again, I might dislike specific streamers, specific YouTubers, or whatever it is, but you better believe I'm not going to be sitting there watching their channel. I think it boils down to, like, jealousy mostly. It's like if you're so wrapped up in jealousy that you're watching somebody stream and then trying to actively hurt that person, it's just kind of like, man, got to be a real struggle. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, Rick, 100%. Do you feel as I do that a certain portion of the population wants a recession and wants failure? Crazy that some people... Yeah, I think it depends. I think you got some people that certainly want to pull back. I don't think they might think they want a recession. I don't know if they really do or not. I think some of them have refused to buy. And so kind of like a FOMO type of thing where, like, they've refused to buy, the market has pushed up big. That makes them frustrated that they missed out on those gains. And so in order to do that, they now say, oh, well, because of that, they want to feel like they missed out less. And if the market falls, they missed out less, you know? And I think that might be one of the situations that we're in with that type of stuff, if that makes sense. I think another part of it is probably like political related, where they might dislike the current administration. And so in turn, they want the market to fall in order to prove some type of political stance. Again, I'm pretty anti all of that stuff. Like, I'm not super political as a person. I don't care about any of that stuff. Generally, I want the market to go up because the market going up is the best for, trading, investing, in the economy overall. But again, I think a lot of people's arguments are also going to be the market going up unreasonably is not good either. And I can kind of agree with that. So again, I'm not sure. I think we're a little too extended now for me to buy up anything. But if we pull back some, I might end up buying it. Man, I talked about buying the IEP dip. Again, I've been buying the dips on these Hindenburg reports, and it's been making money. I should have bought this one. I talked about it. Look at it bounce back. There's an old marketing study that found people that like something will only engage every so often. People that hate or resent content are more likely to watch. I don't understand that, dude. I never watch. Like, again, there's some streamers and YouTubers that I just don't like. Being on YouTube for 5+ years, like, you're gonna run into people that you just kind of don't mesh well with. But I'm not gonna watch their stuff, man. Like, I'm not gonna watch their stuff. Like, I'm just not gonna say anything to them. So that's the odd thing, Yeah, the market's been very choppy, Michael. It's been sideways, brother. It's been sideways, man. The market's been choppy. Not good either. I mean, it's just been boring. Hard to day trade. Not really getting any sustained trends. Very sideways markets a lot of the time. It hasn't been that bad. But I think somebody said most days are choppy. That's kind of what we're getting. We might get small little pockets of momentum. Yeah, I'm sure there's some people that do, but again, I think certain people are more gullible in terms of like getting wrapped up in the hate, and so they continue to watch things they dislike in order to try to be some type of counter to the person. But again, I think they're just gullible, and I think what smart people understand is that spending all your time worrying about that is not going to get you where you want to be in life. It's just going to cause you to waste all your time like being critical of somebody else instead of building your own stuff. And I think after a certain point, you recognize that. Yeah, again, I'm not really buying up anything major. We bought up banks a couple days ago, and again, we sold yesterday, and so now I'm just pretty flat in my swing trades. We'll day trade today, of course, and the market opens up in less than a minute. But right now, it's super boring. Like, the market's just not super great. I mean, it's not boring, but it's sideways. So we'll see. Get ready to trade, guys. We got 40 seconds. 40 seconds. All right, guys, here's the opening bell, 15. All right, here's the bell. All right, guys, Tesla back up to 162s here. Yeah, we do have the Jolts report. AMC dipping down heavy. All right, big pullbacks in the market here. And again, this is we will short the market if we get some good stuff today. I'm going to let it play out a little bit more, but big drops down to 414s. It was about time here, man. The market's just been so extended on the upside that it's kind of time to drop. Again, we'll short a little bounce if we get it here with maybe 5 contracts, 4. We'll start out from 3. But big drops. Tesla actually ripping up, trending against the market here. Look at Tesla pop up too. So Tesla's moving up. All right, we're in 3 contracts. We'll try to add another 2 if we get another pop back up. There we go. So we got 5 contracts now. All right, so we're right around break even here. We've been in this for a couple minutes now. I want to see if we break down a little bit more. There we go. All right, we just took a little bit off just because I saw these down wicks forming here, and I don't want to get stuck in like a big retracement back up. But if we keep breaking down, we'll still hold enough to profit from. There we go. Tesla with a big pop up. Market's still testing these lows. I could probably establish another position here if we get a little bounce back, but I'll wait. There's 4 contracts. All right, we're in 6 contracts now. I like that up wick. If it doesn't work, we'll just cut it. There we go. We got out half of that position here. Still got a couple contracts left. We'll add a little bit more here, get 4. We're pretty much flat on the day right now. But if we keep pushing up, I'm not going to hold it too long. I'm going to give it one more second to retrace back down, and then we'll cut it pretty quick. All right, there's the retracement back down. I could add more. We're only in 4 micro contracts here, so I could add a little bit more and take another little swing. Here's 5. We'll take 6 and then give it that breakdown, and we'll take 3 contracts per position exit here so we can get out fast if it starts to bounce up. There we go, back down. Nice. All right, we just got out another half there. We're going to get out in a little bit more. One contract left. Nice. All right, we'll get out the rest there. So, yeah, we are up about $40 right now on that first little trade. Just kind of attacking that pullback. Yeah, Tesla, huge moves up to almost 165s right now. All right, breaking lows. Yeah, for sure, Tiny. 100%. Always the better way to be, you know. All right, guys, remember, Jolts job report in about 23 minutes or so. I got a little bounce back here. We're going to go ahead and take some contracts here. We'll take 3 contracts, see if we get a quick little flush down. Kind of an indecision couple candlesticks here, though. There we go. All right, we'll go ahead and cut that too. We also had another trade on the regular E-mini that we got involved with now. So you can kind of see we are now up about 140 on the day. Trading. Got a nice little cushion here. And then we got another pop-up, so we might just add a little bit more, but I think I'm going to let it settle a little bit first. A lot of up wicks and down wicks here, so just be careful with the chop right now, guys. Looking at our poll numbers here, we did a poll. All right, so big bounce back. Looks like we cut that just in time. And I am in one contract of the regular E-mini here. We are slightly green. I want to give it time to really flush down, though. There we go. I like the rejection here. The upwick looks strong, but there we go. All right, so we just went ahead and cut it. It was taking a little bit too long for my taste here with one contract. So, again, we ended up making Nice little gain. We're about a little bit under 200, about 175 on the day. We're going to take a smaller trade here and short into this bounce with 3 contracts. Maybe add up to 5 potentially here if it goes up a little bit more, but if not, we'll just ride a breakdown. There we go. All right, we took most of that off just now, locked in a little bit more. We got 1 contract left. We'll go ahead and cut that. Just a small little gain that time. We're now up about 181 on the day. So attacking that momentum. Tesla now pulling back down some too. Yeah, we're mostly sideways at this point in time here. What I'm watching like is Tesla's reaction here. Like if Tesla holds or rejects, I think that'll be important to pay attention to with like overall market momentum. We also have Apple. Yeah, with the rate hike decision this week, I mean, it's no surprise that the market doesn't know which way to go, really. We might short into this little pop back up, but be a little bit more patient with it now. Apple breaking lows. That's a weak sign. So again, we're in 2 contracts here. See if Apple breaking lows will drag the market down a little bit more. All right, so we are actually scalping the regular E-mini here. We got 2 contracts left. 1 contract left. I want to see if this last contract can break down a little bit more. We made a lot on this trade, so we can give it some time on this regular one and cut the rest pretty flat if it ends up breaking back up this level, which it looks like it might. So close to cutting it because it's testing that high up there. We're pretty flat on this last contract. But if it rejects, we'll make a little bit, which it's starting to, which is nice. Again, the problem is like, I'm going to cut this. Apple bounced back, right? So we just made, we're up about 350 on the day right now. slow and steady here. The reason I cut this, I was gonna hold that and let it work a little bit longer. The reason I cut it is because like a lot of the time I'm watching the biggest heavily weighted blue chips to see what they're doing here, because like they're gonna influence the market. Apple broke lows. Like if we put Apple up, Apple broke lows, and so that's why I originally entered the short. But then look at this recent rebound all the way back up here. Let me put Apple up. Apple basically rebounded all the way back up over here. So over the 200 EMA, over the VWAP. So that is what basically stopped me from shorting that and getting out. I could have let it run a little bit because we were deep in the profit, but again, I just decided to wait. I am using Quant Tower. Hello. Sorry, sick kid. So, hold on. All right, but yeah, there's the market starting to bounce back. And you can kind of see the rebound here. SPY rejecting a little bit. It's so choppy right now, guys. Y'all just be safe. So choppy. Again, we do have the Jolts job report coming out. Okay, guys, I'll be right back here. I'll be right back. We do have the Jolts job report at about Jolts job report at 10 a.m., guys. So at 10 o'clock market time, we get the Jolts report. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, so at 10 o'clock market time, we get the Jolts report. Market's starting to test lows. Since the market's choppy, I'll be right back. Yeah, one of my kids' school called, so my wife's going to have to go get her. But I'll be right back, guys. All right, we're back. Sorry. But yeah, so market's starting to flush down a little bit, but it's still pretty flat heading into this report. Oh no, I'm still holding this position. Okay, there we go. So okay, good. We're gonna go ahead and take a piece off of this and just lock that in. It's not gonna cause a ton of volatility. It might cause some, but not like crazy high amounts. So we're gonna get out of here. We're up about 200 on the day. Or no, I'm sorry. We are up about 400 on the day. So far. But again, very choppy, neutral market. All right, market's breaking lows now. Apple actually trending up. Tesla actually up too. So what's dragging the market down? Is it Nvidia? It's the first thing I can think of. No, it's not Nvidia. Not Microsoft. Google's down. Could be Google related. AMD's not. What's dragging the market down? Okay, now we're popping back up. Again, we're pretty flat. So y'all be careful. Jolts job report comes out in 8 minutes, guys. 8 minutes for the Jolts report. Uber's completely flat, gapping up a little bit from their earnings report. The other one that dropped earnings was Pfizer today, which is PFE. They are very, very green on the day, over 40. All right, pop it back up here. Get a lot of sideways activity. I don't know how much the Jolts report is going to move markets. Again, I really don't know here, but I don't know how much it's going to affect Euro US dollar. It could. I'm not sure. All right, guys, 6 minutes, a little bit, really about 5.5 minutes. All right, so it's testing the lows again. Apple trying to bounce back again. We still got less than 5. Tesla not bad. Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button too. Hit the notification bell. Again, check out TopStep. TopStep funded account program for futures. It's one of the ways you day trade these releases. Most pro traders trade futures. More liquidity, no PDT restrictions. You can day trade short with a margin account without being restricted by the PDT rule. And you can essentially day trade the S&P 500. You can day trade currencies. You can day trade all these different things with no PDT rule. And so again, I'll put the link up in the description, or I'll put the link up in the chat if you want to check them out. Great way to help support the channel. Again, you can day trade short. They give you a demo. If you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules, they fund you between 50 to 150K. If you lose, it's not the end of the world, but if you pass it, you still keep 90% moving forward after that. And they are a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor, but yeah, great way to help support the channel. There is the link. All right, guys. Yeah, maybe so, Ty. Maybe. Again, Pfizer pulling back a little bit. Here goes the report in about 3 minutes, guys. 3 minutes for the report. All right, guys, 2.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Again, the Jolts job report, if you don't know what this report is, if you do not know what the Jolts job report actually is here, team, let's talk about it real quick. So the Jolts job report is a survey done by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. It measures job vacancies, is what it measures. And so what's defined as a job being open is if it meets 3 specific conditions. 1 is a specific position exists and there's work available for that position. 2, the job could start within 30 days, whether or not the establishment finds a suitable candidate during that time. And 3, there is active recruiting for workers from outside the establishment location that is that has the opening. Again, higher than expected reading here for job openings means economical and GDP growth, of course, right? So this isn't unemployment. This is how many new jobs are essentially being created is what the Jolts job report means. And again, the expectations for this today for March, and this is for March, is 9.775 million. So 9.775 million is the expectation. Again, higher than this will probably equal a negative response in markets, in my opinion, but I could be wildly wrong and it could be the opposite. A lower could probably cause a positive response, but again, we're not sure. Again, 9.775 million is what's expected. It drops in about a minute and a half. All right, guys, here's the report. Less than a minute, guys. Less than a minute before the report. Again, hit the notification bell. We appreciate it. All right, here's the report. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, here's the report, guys. Let's see what it shows. And there we go. Here, now it's out. Factory orders came in at 0.9%. The Jolts job number isn't out yet, but factory orders came in at 0.9% at minus 0.7% for core factory orders here. Looking for the Jolts number yet. It looks like everybody else is getting factory numbers except us yet. So there's the market going up. So I'm assuming this data came in light for the Jolts job report. Jolts job report came in at 9.59 million. So light. It did come in light. 9.59 versus 9.77 expected. And again, you can kind of see how you can predict it based off of that. So again, it came in light. 9.59 million versus 9.77 million expected. So did come in light. Now we'll put the number up on screen. which means lesser economical growth is what this means. There's the link. We'll put the data up on screen right now. But yeah, it means lesser economical growth, lower than expected. Market essentially reacted positively to this. So yeah, that is the data right now, guys. So again, we'll see if this means more positive action for the market here, guys. We'll see if this means more positive action for the market. Again, not really too much of a reaction. We got a little pop initially. Tesla dipping down some. Apple dipping down some as well. So we'll see if that impacts the market. But again, 9.59 million versus 9.775 million expected. 9.59 versus 9.7 million. Now the markets are tanking here. And again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Like I said, Top Step's the easiest way to day trade in the financial markets if you don't have a ton of capital, right? So Top Step base package, $140. It tests your skill and it builds your skill as a trader. So they give you a demo, they give you a profit target. I think on the base one, they give you a 50K demo, and you got to hit 3K in profit on that demo while following the rest of their rules. I think the max loss, the trailing max loss is like 2,000. So it's a 2-to-3 ratio, which is reasonable. And if you could pass it and pass their testing with phases, then they fund you 50 grand with a 90% split. Easiest way to get your foot in the door. If you're good enough to pass it, you get 90% moving forward. If you're not good enough, you probably would have lost more with real money anyway. And so it's the cheapest way to get around the PDT rule. There's no PDT in futures. You can day trade essentially the S&P 500, currencies, commodities, better liquidity than stocks. There's the link. Check it out right there. But that's the Jolts job report. We got AMD earnings a little bit later that we will cover. So we do have AMD earnings a little bit later. The other sponsor that I have here, guys, is a company called Chart Prime. They are a trading view indicator service. And again, you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures. I like using it in futures, in the futures market. But I'll look at the SPY since that's what, essentially we're watching right now in futures. But again, Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service. So they'll give you like custom alerts, custom signals. They will show you candlestick movement and patterns here. And again, they can just be powerful. Like, again, look at yesterday's price action. So here's a 1-minute chart on yesterday's price action. You can kind of see how useful this can be here. So number one, I want you to see something here is that like their indicators predicted the very top of these a couple different times. And they're a sponsor of mine, so I can't guarantee you're going to make money. But look at all three of these indicators showing up together within like a 10-minute time frame. And then look at the big drop you get over like an hour period of time. Again, same thing here. You get two of them showing up together here. You get a nice bounce over the next like 10 or 15 minutes. This one was wrong, of course. But this one literally did the same thing. Again, three different signals showing up in a 10 or 15 minute period. Huge bounce over like an hour period of time. Again, double reversal down and the bearish engulfing candle. Look at the nice drops you got afterwards. Again, this one literally called the bottom on the reversal, bounce. This one literally called the bottom as well, bounce. And so again, you can use them on any time frame as well. It's $35 a month. And so the edge you get for how much it costs is very cheap. I like using it on like a 1 hour time frame because these are a little bit longer term trades. I can use them for like swing trading and stuff like that. And again, they can be really, really like unique here. Look at all these. So reversal down, drop, reversal down, drop, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop. This one was wrong. But again, I mean, when you add it up, look, the bearish engulfing candle literally called the top. Again, $35 a month. This is only like the fourth plug we've done all day. So this is like the fourth plug we've done all day. So that averages about 1 plug an hour. Very reasonable. And if you want to check out some of our sponsors, all the links are in the description. We appreciate it. But yeah, I will be back later on today, guys. Y'all be safe. Y'all be good. I'll see you guys a little bit later. And yeah, AMD earnings this evening. So again, y'all be ready. Market's breaking lows here after the Jolts report. Market's breaking lows after the Jolts report here. Look, it's starting to break down. And again, we're already up a good bit today. So again, we are already up about 350 or so. So we're going to take the green day and see if, we get some better stuff for AMD earnings later on today, guys. So y'all be safe. Y'all be good. Thanks, Tiny. Later, team.